Back. Fucking stream crashed again. I wonder if it's my blend file. Be a little surprising, but I guess you never know. Okay, so these are instanced. These are not. Perhaps it's simply a matter of single user. Can I just do make single user? Will that fix our issue? The issue being visible here. And the answer is no, that will not fix our issue. There's something about joining these geometry node collections, or joining them as geometry nodes, seems to be losing some information somehow. We realize instances. We realize instances there. I'm actually going to go ahead and I do turn it into an instance and then realize it. Join selected to geometry. Go to GeoNode master. Plane. We have all these realize here. I'm going to get rid of that by simply moving it to the very end, where it's forced to be realized here. Does that fix it now? I mean, it's probably not the issue, simply because if it was an instance, I wouldn't be able to work with it like a geometry node or like a mesh object at all. Using the relative position doesn't make a difference. How about we try to simplify it by just doing the whole, say, for mesh pieces. And so instead of sampling that one, we'll just sample this whole one. And we still have the same issue. Okay. Now, I already broke these apart into individual instances. So why would that be an issue? Oh, strange. Now it is working. Didn't I just look at it a second ago and it wasn't working? Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Cool. Should be doing good now. Save. Update. Sorry for the stream to keep crashing, everyone. Exporting now. Chilling now. Loading, loading, loading. Loading, loading, loading. I think she was getting upset because she can't get behind the blinds without her freaking collar getting stuck. Oh, we haven't opened Unity yet. All right, well, time to wait 5 more minutes. Bam. All right. I'll be back again. This is going to take a little bit to load. So, see you in just a second. Back again. Hello. Unity is back. We exported our changes to Unity. Now we've got our normals back. That looks good. That would have been a super bummer. Super bummer. We did not get our normals back. So those are exhausting. Whoa. Recoil. Perfect. So a little bit of clipping on the collar. Nothing crazy though. I wish we could have a delete per island rather than chunks at a time. I guess I could pair this with a shape key. But, I mean, it is fur. It would actually kind of, bunch up around the collar, or you'd see tough kind of patches of it poking through. So, patches of it poking through. I guess I'm not too upset about that. Just is what it is. What I do want to see are the other toggles. So let's go to Gesture Manager. Clothing. Got our beret. Obviously that's fine. Cowboy hat. Looks good. A little bit of poking through right there. Might just raise up the cowboy hat a little bit. Maybe even like tilt it forward a little. Shirt. Very good. Be nice to have his shoulders stay up a bit more. Pants. Shoot. Oh, balls. Not only do we have two beans, but they're clipping through. Good there. Let's add that. Beans, clipping. But I think for the clothing gaps, we're pretty good, actually. So let's look at the gesture toggles. For the clothing, we do the shirt. Shoe, pants, shirt. Foxhound UV discards, shirt. So when our new clothing toggle plays, add in that animation clip. Shirt. Save. Play. No. No. All right, we're gonna have to update these UV discards. So add that eye slit. I think I tested it, but I can't remember. Yeah, okay, and it starts there already. Beautiful. Okay. Tallying up more things to fix. Goes. The reflection. Yeah, it is. Actually, I kind of. Looks better. That makes me a little happier with what I made. Looks a lot nicer. Okay. Beans could probably be a little shinier. This one could. It starts moving again. Let's get this little fur there. Fur. Origin. That should be pretty simple to fix. Oh, Pixie. Yeah, where? It's required. Oh, she's getting along so well with the new cat, Theo. Theo and Pixie. Heartwarming, to be honest. Fingers. I guess we will bring back the skybox. Do I have my other skies? Yeah. You can see here that this shadow, that looks wrong. It's so hard to zoom in on things sometimes. So, for the claw, or the bean on the finger, must be in the shadow up here then. Yeah, there we go. So we have this one and this one. Just move this down. Save that. Let me look at the mouth in Unity as well. The bottom of the ear still has all this color, so we need to paint that out. It is just too cute when they're in the sun. It's just too cute right there. Distracted. Done. Boom, boom, boom. We fixed the bean. We exported the textures. Not just yet. Export them. Boom. Might switch to Yuku Painter. Just depends on how much faster it is, but. Ooh, yeah, those look nice. I might update the lighting to always include a additional HDRI map. It just looks so good. But not right now. Okay, bean clipping done. Or no, the shadow's done. We do need to fix the clip now. That's on the geometry side. And as it turns out, there is just an extra bean floating around. Where's that coming from? We go to body low poly. We have a piece here that's getting included. And I think we also have one here. And that's the issue. Low poly non-baked pieces. Okay, which collection is this? Non-baked pieces, boom. And we're joining that one object directly, so we don't need to do that. Sorry. Yeah, we don't want to do that, but we would still like to add this to it. Because now it will be rigged. It's in the spot it needs to be. So that should fix the beans clipping. Then there is the fur right at the origin here. Sends in. I could just delete them. So that's the beans. That's that little fur. Save. Update one more time. Oh, it's almost noon already. Where does the time go? Updated. Updated here. Let's just confirm our edits. Beautiful. Okay, anything else to do before we send that over? We did update the UV discards. We haven't quite finished the fur update. I want to confirm if there's a shadow in the mouth. We go, see, I don't mind how the tongue looks. I think that looks really good. But this edge right here, is that? I don't see that here, do I? Oh, I do. Okay, I do. So that would be probably one of the shadow layers. Or it's directly in the mouth. Where's that coming from? Oh, interesting. Why is it so hard to see? What is it actually? So in the base color, it's just black. The roughness, okay, roughness, we see it, identify it. must just be something. There we go. Curve ambient occlusion. Sort of. Not really. I would expect it to be this one. The math template. Well, let's just double check everything. I'm going to put the whole enchilada in a folder. And disable it. Ah, now we're getting somewhere. Gotcha. Okay. See that? No, we need a cage. Yeah. Oh, we need a cage. Oh, that's gonna be annoying. Okay. Oh, it does suck a little. Shit. Okay. So we have to we have our edit version of the body. We actually also require our body page. And this is a little sad because it does require a good chunk of manual work. Pretty much everything that's in here, we need a cage version of those things. So I think I'll actually delete this and just duplicate the whole collection. And now in here, probably have a script for load high. Yeah, well, let's search for our rename script. And what we're gonna do is target string is hello, and we're replacing that with page. So I can enable body cage collection. Boom, save. Ooh, beautiful. Look at that. Everything's already renamed. Just have to, do it right up here too in the actual collection names. So we'll just save that. All right. So, what do we require of the cage? Oh, you know what? No, mesh name only applies to the high to low. For the cage, we actually can just get away with one object. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. So we'll delete this. Delete these, delete collections. Boom. We'll make one object called the plane. And we'll call this body cage. And we'll delete everything. And what we'll do is we'll add a modifier, GeoNode, and we're going to combine certain objects. Pretty much everything but main meshes, or most of those. So we'll start with that. I wish it updated the name automatically. Those. Upper. Lower. Quads. No, it's just these, not big. Okay, okay. Simpler. All right. So now we've combined everything. Very useful. Okay, yeah, everything should be good actually. So do that. Got our cage. It's nice. It looks good. Then we add our deform, displace. We'll displace by 0.25 using the vertex group. Displace. So you can see we have a little bit, not a lot though. Not a lot. So what we need to do is kind of enable this, but we don't want to be able to select the cage. Then we'll turn on our low poly and our high poly collection. We'll need to see everything in the high poly. And on body here, we go to weight paint. Let's make sure we can't select the high poly either. Search displace. Weight paint. Turn down the weight, turn down the strength. And we're just covering up. Hello, Fox Gamer Pro. Welcome back. Hello, hello. How's my day so far? It is going quite well. It's going very well. Thank you for asking. How about yourself? We're working on our boy here. Kind of fixing up the mouth because there's an odd shadow there that we want to get rid of. Thank you. Been doing all right. Good. Sometimes exactly what you need. Fixing the moth. Yeah, there's a shadow from our baking process. So I'm having to go back and recreate our page for the object. So you can see I'm kind of fitting something over. Not sure how familiar you are with texture baking, but it's a big part of making an avatar, or it can be. Hello, Clade. Clay Edits, welcome. Just gonna lower that weight just a little. Not familiar with texture baking, but will understand. Okay, it's not too bad. You just can just a process of like extracting details from your sculpture and saving them to a texture, so you can get nice visual quality without sacrificing like a gigantic mesh in terms of vertices or polygons. I edit good. Edit some videos or something. If this is going to be an ad, might as well stop you here. Make sure that on the body low poly, we're disabling the mouth close for now because we don't require it. So it's like a way to save up some space and unload the quality without needing it to use it until later. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Looking up textures are super fast, and so at least for video game engines, so it's good to kind of save rendering triangles. Instead of rendering triangles, you render pixels from an image. Do we not have it? It's not displacing. Interesting. Why is this not displacing? Body cage has got our displace on. Yes, weight paint. Weight is pretty low. Still don't see any change. Displace, did I must have spelled it wrong. There we go. No displace. What do I do about those? I actually don't need these here. Don't want those. It's part of the cage. So I think I will have to adjust our join selected to join our low poly collections one at a time. So, I'm a fool. I'm a fool. It's probably the high poly. Yep. All right, still working though. I will actually swap it out one more time just to the teeth because I would like to see just the teeth are doing. That'll work. Going to transfer mesh data vertex groups. We're only going to transfer displace by name. That should give us a nice shield. One issue here is that this data transfer modifier is fully replacing it. I think we would just need to set a vertex group on it. So let's do vertical split. We'll switch to asset browser and we'll say set attribute. We don't have a set attribute node. That's okay. We'll go to GeoNode master. Duplicate this. Get rid of this. We'll just checking up on you. See ya. Sounds good, Fox Gamer. Enjoy your day. Talk to you later. Set attribute. This one's quite simple. Store named attribute. It'll be a float. The name will be this, and the value will be this. We just do it for every point. Very simple. Mark as asset, save. Back to Foxhound. And set attribute. I'll drop it right on the nose right there. Thank you, Fox Gamer. I appreciate that. Does not. Right, there we go. Then we can just do displace 0.025. That won't work. Damn. Hmm. I am not seeing anything right now. So. Okay, that's good. That should work. And that should be everything as well. So we'll just disable this, disable that, unhide everything. The only thing that really needs to be changed right now is taking these. Body clause join proxy high. Still need to mirror it. So wasn't I going to put a subdivision on these? That. Okay. That was a lot of work. And we're still not quite done. Because our collection, there's the old fur. It's in body components. Ooh, my neck. We want to change the collection export right here. So I'll just copy this. Go here, paste, replace with cage, save, select all of them. Make sure this has displace enabled. Excuse me. Export all of them. Oh, missing one more thing additionally. Sleepy. I had something to offset these. Guess not. And that's okay. We'll go right here. That's just the literal closing. Set attribute. Actually wasn't sure if that was part of the solution. The cage connects to disable it. Oh, it is. Okay, perfect. Beautiful. I love geometry nodes. Okay, so we're going to go to just the teeth for right now. We'll select them. We're going to add a geonode. We'll call offset selection. This one. I haven't adjusted yet. Wait. There we go. Doesn't matter. Offset selection. 1. Let's turn on the body again. Turn the body off. Select all this. Copy to selected. Save. Turn off upper. Just lower. We'll lower it down. Copy to selected. Put them both back on. Maybe a little bit lower. To reline up the gums again. All right, that should be good now. Save. Export all collections. Loading. Okay, so now we actually will use cage mesh. Cage distance based. Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot. Okay, never mind. Okay, we're good. They do have some automatic thing now to do this, but trust it. So, well, I just tried it and it broke. So, so we're giving it a good run for its money, and it's already lacking. These should be the same. And in here they are. Ah. Yeah. We want those there. So it's just the body that's missing a few spots. We gotta get the center of the mouth a little bit too. Beautiful. Save. Back to here. think what we need in order to properly visualize this is to add on the cage a triangulate fixed alternate, because that's usually what's actually used in Substance Painter for slicing things. Okay. Oh, we're missing an additional offset. Or actually, do we offset it? No, I don't think we do. We also need to make sure that I never updated the texture. Or I did update the textures, but I was painting the older version. No, no, that's wrong. Yeah, because I baked the face again. Funny. All right. We need to reassign the texture set. We're going to take Foxhound and drop it right there and apply. Oh boy. Okay, thank goodness. Oh, I see. I didn't have to reassign everything. I had just disabled it earlier. Whew. Okay, that's a relief. Okay, did we fix the mouth? What? Have we not rebaked yet? We have. So rebaking now. Beautiful. There we go. That looks good. Save. That was a surprisingly long fix. That's the trouble with this kind of work is, like, oh, I need to fix this one thing, and you open it, and it's just like a void. Ah, there's a lot to fill in here. But we have it fixed now. It's subtle because the ambient occlusion is still so dark, but we no longer have this like sharp edge. It's nice and smooth. And I like that. I like that. So I think we'll try to push some of this ambient occlusion back a little bit. So if we switch to occlusion, surprisingly, I can't see anything. That means it's the baked ambient occlusion that is the issue. And if that's the case, and that's because there's an object there. There's an actual object there. That's good for now. Yeah, that looks good. Perfect. All right, close up the mouth, save. Back to here, we updated the mouth shadow. One more painting error is the bottom part here, which for some reason I thought looked either way. Maybe it's this. No. Back to Unity. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, that's weird. Hmm. Exported. Oh. All right, maybe we'll call it here for that final change because the fur is looking good. We just need to go in here and adjust the normals on the fur. And to fix that, we would want to go to fur edit. Check out the ears. And we can see we're getting some real funky red there. Real funky. got to be the data transfer. I have it on nearest face interpolated, full power. If I turn it off, you can see that that is the issue. It's got to be nearest face interpolated. Is there any issue with the ear itself? No. Hello, Bretons. Welcome. Oh, I see. I see. Here we go. That's what's going on, is that there is now a weight to that. And so we're sampling the original ear. So let's go to body. Low body. Ear. Review the mask vertex group that we made. How's your day going, Ratans? Doing quite nice. Been a while since I hopped in a stream of yours. Well, welcome back. It's definitely time. Time moves pretty quick. But I welcome you back. We're working on this fox right here. Just refining a bit more about the fur. Getting pretty close to done, hopefully. Then at least fixing some issues we were having. Uh-oh. Did I delete that object? I deleted them. Dang. Okay. Well. All right. You still make VR chat apps? I do. I teach. I do tutoring for people, and I'm usually working on a commission as well. But things are going pretty well. Oh. I was going a different direction a while back, but now I'm kind of circling back to VR, and I'm realizing it's the place for me to be. I guess I don't need the combined. I should just be able to. Yeah, because we already... Problem was it was just a bunch of different objects, so should be good now to swap this for body. Here's. How's the market over there? Going well. There is always work. if you want to do personas, there's always more work there. And there will continue to be more work. I think in the next few years, there's going to be a lot more of like people really making their own very personalized characters and getting in VR and kind of expressing themselves. So I only see it getting bigger, especially within the furry community, and then kind of growing from there. Oops. Where'd my body fur go? My body fur. Oh no. Did I lose that one too? What's going on? Back, front. It's fine. Okay. Okay. So I must have just missed one object or deleted it. Two. So we'll call this fur combined body. And we'll add. But for my, there's also the product, the VR chat marketplace opened up. I'm not sure if you and I talked about this, but that's doing quite well for me. I get a sale pretty much every day or every other day. You know, I put a lot of work on CG Traders and Fab and Gumroad. So far, VR Chat's been the most amount of sales immediately. And it's really interesting to compare like creator or like be the business side, because like you're kind of, when you're making stuff for CG Trader or Fab or whatever, you're kind of trying to sell it to other creators. But with a consumer facing marketplace, I think pretty excited by that. Very excited by that. It's a great sign. Right, GeoNode. We're going to join in our selected collection. Boom, 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 boom. We want to take. I must have moved it or something. I don't understand where it went. This one. Oh. Right now, I'm working as a character artist for a small studio. Good thing, because I was unemployed for more than 3 years, but I always wondered about the side hustle of getting to do furry stuff. It's there. The work's there. I think that if you're any artist in the game industry, I think that eventually game studios will probably dissolve or like become looser collectives, because right now so much of making a video game is like trying to get it on a specific platform. You're like, oh, I'm going to get it on the Xbox, I'm going to get it on the PS2 or PC. But with like VR chat and these other larger platforms coming together, like Roblox, Fortnite, VR chat, I think that's going to be the future, where you're just like, you're just plugging your stuff into a much larger marketplace, and it'll be much more of a marketplace than a product like a game. So I think everyone's going to be playing and making games online quite rapidly. You didn't ask for that, but there's my little spiel. generate vertex groups, and then I also need 2 UV maps. Okay. Okay, so everything should combine. But yeah, just to go back to the furry stuff, like there's always in drawing and like art commissions, there's always been like, oh, furries, if you want money, you can go to the furry community. I think that will only get bigger because it's now less about like, oh, I'm making art that I can look at of a character I like. And now it's like, oh, I can become that character in this virtual space. That's way more appealing. I would assume for most people that it's way more appealing than just a drawing or something that's static and doesn't. Fursuiting, huge thing. This is basically the virtual version. Studio's making Roblox stuff. Oh, interesting. And it's amazing how big it is and how much jobs there's to do despite the overabundance of content in that platform. Yeah, people just can't get enough. I mean, it's more. It really, I do think it'll be a lot more like an entire lifestyle. Like games for a while were in just entertainment. I think eventually it'll be like a lifestyle kind of thing, fashion, and the place to go. Ready Player One bullshit. Regarding the furry stuff, as a furry enthusiast and as a 3D artist, I've always wanted to dive into it, especially on the spicier sides of the fandom, if you know what I mean. Well, I was just talking about this with someone earlier today, but that's why I think virtual reality will win in the long run, because of the spicier side of things. And I mean, I'll leave your investigations up to you, but there's a lot that's available to you right in VR chat right away. No, no, my UV maps. So for writing the normals, but I guess we got to do the UV maps too. Or UV map, UV map. I guess I could copy too. I don't know if that'd make a difference, but I actually would prefer to duplicate and just do UVs for 2. Double data transfer. First one for the main texture, second one for the UV discards. And yeah, that should be good, I think. All right. About to find out. Boom. Be amazing to learn from you. I recall that we got pending a call meeting some time ago. Blast, I was broke at the time. Still pending to learn Blender. I'm a Maya user, and also I do have a tutoring available. I switched it from like kind of a class environment, but okay, heck yeah. I mean, you're always welcome to come by the stream and ask questions, but if you're looking to just get in and get a project done, certainly some assistance might help you along. It's not too bad. Not too bad. We'll start small. Oops, sorry. Just gave my curtain the smack. Okay, good. We're back in business now. All the fur is rigged again. The one thing I am missing is on the body. We have this offset here. I'm just going to copy that. There we go. Save. Boom. Boom. Body. One final recompile. How do you feel about all the AI stuff regarding 3D art? I'm a pragmatist at heart. I just feel, I think for me, if I think about the idea as like, okay, we have this technology. In 5 years, will people be using it more or less? I would bet on people using it more, a lot more. And I think the unfortunate, the kind of overlooked part in the conversation of AI or not to AI or not to AI is like, at the end of the day, we're making things to appeal to consumers. And like artists don't get to decide if what consumers consume. And if consumers decide AI stuff is what they want to consume, then that is what they're gonna, that is where things are gonna go. Regardless of if AI is good or bad, that kind of thing. So for me personally, I'm learning a lot of those tools, and just kind of try to figure them out. Because I think there's going to be a lot that is used. It's going to be everywhere, especially in video games and stuff like that. So I don't mind it. What I really dislike about the pro AI side, or a lot of times in these conversations, there's like this excitement that comes from the people that really like AI, where they're like, oh, you know, artists were gatekeeping beforehand. I'm like, I don't know what that means. What does it mean to gatekeep art? Like you could do it if you had really wanted to, or stuff like that, which is so silly. But I think that's more semantics than anything. At the end of the day, there's definitely going to be models that allow you to really rapidly generate 3D art. There already are. There's still a lot of cleanup. It's still quite manual at the end of the day because you just have to make up for what the AI doesn't know, does or does not know. But a few applications that I've seen that are really fun is that you could like do a drawing or a painting and then feed that into a model and output like a 3D model, which would be great for people to just have something to start with. You're like, oh, I drew this cool alien and I want to make a 3D model of it now. Slap it in, get out like your low level initial starting sculpture, and then just refine it from there. Like those tools are not. That's not pro or anti artist. It's just a pragmatic tool that you can use to speed up your workflow. It's not really replacing. More of an advancement than a. I'm really skeptical of the idea that it's going to replace artists. I just think it's much more likely to change how we consume things. Hello again. Hello, Foxhound. Welcome. Yeah. Anyway, I could go on. I'm experimenting with. Actually, I can show you something I made recently with AI. It's right here. So basically, I have two images, and on one of them, I made a depth map to kind of push it back. And yeah, so this is like a little. Oh, there we go. Actually, sorry, 1 second. This should be. Should just be this. So yeah, like this is like a nice little environment, and you could imagine like slapping this in VR pretty easily, and you got this nice cool scene with it's a little dark, but um, it's certainly nowhere at the point where overnight it's going to replace video games, like, or video game companies. But it will absolutely shake things up. Anyway, I could go on, but I'll leave it there. That looks really nice. Good. Good. Yeah, it's quite an interesting way to work. And hello, Foxhound. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Interesting. So this is how I'm sampling the normals. Your back sounds good. For find, so it has to be one of these. It's probably this one. Data transfer. We get the normals here. And we get them again right here. So that's just the UVs. Nearest corner and best matching facing normal. I don't mind that, but I am going to get rid of it. So I can duplicate it, move it up. I have to move it, but it's okay. Switch to just normals, nearest face interpolated. Yeah, it's a lot better. Bada boom, save. Body. Save again. Update. Whew. Okay. See if you're able to modify just the fur into a man-like shape that covered relatively the same area his original model did. We shall take a look. Oh, it's almost 1 already. I've been switching to working out in the morning instead of working out in the afternoon, and my days go by so much faster when I work out in the morning. I don't know what it is, but it's speedy. I can't decide if I like or dislike that either. Loading. Oh, what? That should have improved it a lot more than just that. Wait. No. Yeah, what's that right there? Oh, I feel like every time I change something, it gets a little different. It's really darn smooth to me here. I feel like it looks quite different here. Hmm, what's happening? No duplicates. Um, hmm. This one's just the normals. Okay, same normals. Did I not actually export the version we have? Oh, okay, okay. Okay, the normals are actually fine. The issue isn't the normals. It's gotta be. This one. Yeah, that's what it is. Actually, let's make sure that's the same on the other one. Should be, if we're sampling the UVs, should be nearest face interpolated. Boom. Bow, bow, bow. Loading, loading, loading. Much better. Didn't I just export it? It looks good here. I feel like I'm going in circles. Just work. You just work. There we go. Okay. I swear I exported it. Get it. Get it. All right. Boom. All right. I'm going to go take lunch. I'll be back in about 30 minutes, and it won't be much longer past that I actually end the stream. But I'm going to wait for my client to have a chance to respond on some of the work I've been doing. And when we get back, that should be the final thing. The final thing is just making sure our fur is actually working properly. Hopefully we're not stuck exporting like we were just a second ago. But either way, we're we're dialing it in. Yeah, talk to y'all in just a little bit. About 30 minutes. Sorry for stepping away for a little bit, but need to get my lunch in. And hello, Casual Cat. Welcome. Good timing. My DM, who lives in Ohio, is visiting me next month, and I'm going to do an in-person D&D session with him. That's exciting. Always fun to connect with your D&D peeps. Hmm. Sampling vertex groups. How to make the fur look more like this. These references all feel quite different to me. Still going to use my character Felix. I think I've told you about him before, but Felix is going to be my safe character. The character I'm probably going to be played the most. Exciting. Exciting. You got to get a avatar of him at some point. Yeah, much detail I told you about Felix Sadicate. Give a recap, tell you the new stuff. Remember, he's like transformed, he's got a curse, something like that. And I had my second session on the 13th of August, bar fight, and I got dirty beer thrown in my face. And I was illegally fed alcohol. Sounds like fellow party members, I would assume. All right, so I gotta go now, actually. Well, enjoy your day. Thanks for coming by, Casual Cat. Excuse me. Bye. Bye, Casual. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your next D&D session. I hope you have a good one. Ugh. Excuse me. On a different collections here. Not a huge fan of how many collections I have. I might have to get going soon. It's 136. I usually end at 2, so. I wonder if we can make this front section feel a little more separate. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make one more checkpoint. New, we'll call this fur. Combined base. For the combined body, actually I can just undo that and then take out this one. It's just going to go into its own collection. Duplicate, send to here. So now we have this one, which we'll use pieces, ear mesh, mesh body, face mesh. Okay. Okay. So what I'd like to do is basically influence our pieces here, kind of push out a little bit more, feel kind of flatter, like to go from the face to the side. So we have this like front plane of fur. To do that, we'll definitely need some components. So we'll make a new, we'll call this fur face normal. And in there, we'll make plane. All right, something like that. All right, do a little subdivision, some nice normals. So now what we want to do is we really just want another data transfer for the normals. Should be this one right here, which I'll move down. Data transfer body normals. Duplicate. This one will be face normals. So we want to sample this object for it. I hide that object now, which I will by going to here. Oops. Fur face normal proxy. And I guess actually, I just want something that's has a good proximity to the body. Like after a certain distance away from the body, then it would blend out to this other normal. So let's make a vertex group, which we'll call mask data transfer face. We'll plug that in right there. Which doesn't change anything. A little surprised by that. Actually, no, I'm not, because these objects right here are inheriting other stuff. So we're going to add one more, which is edit vertex weight proximity. We'll put that above this modifier. Target object is body low. Vertex group is mask. Data transfer face. geometry phase. I think all of the mesh that makes this up doesn't just seem, it just really doesn't seem to be doing anything. That means I'm guessing these strips just don't have any data for it, which is a bummer. But I could set an attribute. So let's add geometry node, put it right up here, and we'll say set attribute. Use that same value. Oops. Set it to 1. So we get it, should be able to operate on it. And it doesn't seem like anything's changing. So if I just turn this off, we set this to 0. Nothing. Okay, so this group is just not influencing our stack at all. Have that there. Should work. That should invert it at least, so definitely something wrong with sampling the vertex group here. Excuse me. So let's add it to these ones. We'll go here, we'll select this, we'll make a group, and object transfer mesh data vertex groups. Failed to transfer. Why? Well, most of them have it, so. Okay, now it's working. Oops. And that means we can add in vertex weight proximity, body low, data transfer, geometry. Should work. Annoying. None of that's changing, and even toggling it doesn't do anything. For some reason, it works fine here. And it is interesting to see how much more these fur, the fur right here, stands out. I'd just love to know how I can influence this group a little bit better. I should be able to do a vertex group. Just post like a mane going around his neck. Or side and back neck. Close substance for now. Interesting. I wonder why that's not working. Let's try doing my GeoNode thing one more time. Setting the attribute. Okay, so that is changing it. That's good because we can actually just do a proximity here ourselves without having to rely on other stuff. Wow. Okay, so we could do that, but not this one. So funny. lobby low geometry face. I must have misspelled it. Or like it has to be typed out, I guess? I don't know. Let's see how that looks, because now we have this kind of nice chunk carved out just to show the before and after. Let's see how that plays. Nails. Fur combined face. There's no reason to just for a checkpoint. Sometimes I just feel like I have this, I'm like chewing my lips or something, but I end up getting such intense pain right there. Yeah, that looks nicer actually. It definitely does. Yeah. Okay. Okay. After this little look, probably end it here. Look on the fur is much better. Doing great. Okay, heck yeah. I can visualize these ones properly. Okay. Just need a little bit more length here to get the and add another mask. A little too long on these ones. Here, especially. I'm actually going to move these ones back to the bottom. Oh, hello there, Pinky Ambrosia. You were not kidding about layers, lol. Fran here. Hello, welcome, Fran. You have to show me how to make fur next class. Heck yeah, I'd love to. It's interesting. All about texture. Texture and normals. Yeah, we're trying to get a kind of refine this character as a fluff. Slowly making these like additional planes really. Which are helping. Excuse me. How's it going, Fran? How's your day going? Thank you. Waiting for some apartments to call back so we can get apartment hunting over with. Good luck. Everything is priced insanely right now, though, so it's very hard to find something that feels reasonable. I relate to that. If that might have to be uh, on the hunt soon enough. My current apartment is not the greatest. Not the greatest at all. One strand that's kind of hidden back there. Okay, then we want to make those thicker. Private manager for the house has been in the last 2 years have been awful, so it's time to go after 2 years. I'm actually at 2 years as well. Goes by quick. Too quick. These are the wrong collection. It's definitely more of a main right there. Yeah, I've been really obsessing with like how am I gonna get a house, this and that, and I think I came up with a nice way to make one, like from like doing using concrete. But who knows? Like, will I have the time or resources for that to actually give that a shot? Wish you luck if you end up trying. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, there's these things called Quonset huts I've been obsessing about. But if you make a concrete one, that's the way to do it. So sad that people our age can't buy homes anymore. I know. I know. Part of it is like aesthetic. Like I feel like there's like a vision of what a home should be, and I wouldn't mind really cheap housing if it was strong and durable and spacious. But like aesthetic is not quite as important to me. Like if it's just like a dome house, perfect. If it's just my land and my property, I'll take simple. But instead we get these like just really cheaply made stuff. And I really wish we just embraced materials that can kind of scale with I don't know why do we need wood? Wood. Concrete all the way. Simple, easy. Yeah, I want a home. Tired of paying rent. Probably something to do with cost and how to make. Rent? Yeah, we're just discussing housing and stuff. I'll kill your rent. Kill you rent? You're gonna kill my rent. See how that looks. That's definitely some thicker hair. I still feel like we could get a little bit more. I want like a nice thick fur right there. Oh boy. It's just a little bit harder to line up than I thought. It's better. Maybe a little too spacious there. Well, kind of this nice slope. Hello, Kabar. Welcome. Well, it sucks that it's like a marker for having your life together, but we can't get one. Well, I think I'd love to see a lot more community projects. You know, like intentional communities. I feel like there's so much there are spaces in America that are cheap enough. The problem is like they're kind of like fading away because it's just an aging population. I feel like it's going to be a big movement to move out of cities and into smaller towns that are like dying out. I mean, like realistically, anyone in a city could probably find a bunch of people, save up, and go buy like some old ghost town, you know, old mining town or milling town or whatever that just no longer has a population or a minimal one. Just go, yeah, we want to move here. Just gotta get organized. I'd love to see more initiatives like that. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. Hello, Kabar. Welcome, welcome. You guys actually did catch me towards the end of stream. I will be calling it in just a moment. But we're making some good progress here on our fluff. Making them look a little thicker, a little beefier. Excuse me. But let's get this into Unity and take some screenshots. And we'll call it a day. It's really nicely with the jacket. Yeah, here's my big list of all the stuff that I used to make this character. So generally, like, my hierarchy here is I have like folders for assembling things, and then like below all of that downstream is like combine all of those and put them into the object. I feel like a lot of the time people are combining things and deleting things and removing things as they go, which is nice to keep things simpler. But it's always good to have your foundational pieces if you ever have to redo stuff, which you do constantly. Just a constant struggle to redo things. Oh, where does yours go? He lost his ears. All right, one more combine, one more upload, then some screenshots. The hardest part, in my opinion, of working, doing digital work is everything you do, not only does it usually take you longer than you think, but it also takes you even longer because you're stuck waiting on things to load. Literally spend a good 20% of my day just waiting on things to load. uh, it does, whether you want to or not. Heard renders that I thought would make a computer just explode. Like, that thing is gonna take off. I've got my GPU going pretty intensely. It's actually crashed a few times this week. It's usually because I have like Substance Painter open, Unity open, Blender open. And then after a while, I just can't take it. All right. Yeah, that looks much nicer right here on the side of the chin. Just kind of popping now. Okay, screenshots, then I'm going. All right, everyone. Thank you, everyone who's been hanging out. Hope you're all having an amazing week so far. I can't believe it's Tuesday already. Only took like a blink of an eye. My cats are asleep behind me on the ground. And I don't know if anyone knew Pixie got spayed, but she did, and she's doing really good now. So if anyone was thinking of her. But thank you all for hanging out. Kavar, Pinky, Foxhound, anyone else that's lurking. Thank you all for hanging out. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll be streaming the rest of the week, so hope to catch you then. Bye, y'all.